Welcome everyone to IOR Season 12. We are today here for the Austrian GP. Round 6 out of 12, we come to the last part of the first half of the season in one of the most competitive tracks, I would say. We will have a lot of overtaking today. It's not easy to defend on a track like this. Strategy, I would say, is probably going to be a two-stopper. I think the degradation is pretty high around here. We'll see. We go quickly with qualifying now. 18 minutes here in the Red Bull Ring. Equasar says, IOR, fire. Thanks, mate. Here we have our championship leader in the commentary box, leading the standings with 106 points. Tied with Joseph Vesely. Both with wins already this season, Joseph winning at Japan, Equasar winning then in Singapore and in Silverstone last week. It's a first fight for the title between these two. I think any of these two can win it. I don't know if maybe we can have a surprise later on the season and someone else will get in the mix for the championship. Could well happen. It's kind of difficult now knowing that we nearly have the season. This race may be crucial to determine that. But, well, we're going to have a look then into qualifying itself. We have Mark and Sikaloco on an out lap. We get Mark then with his teammate, both Alpine drivers. We're going to enable the data, the map and stuff. We go then with Mark coming into the final corner. Is going to start his first flying lap. Following him into the main straight. Using the overtake button, you need to know how to manage the battery on a track like this. There's a lot of places. Oh, he's validated already. We're gonna go then with Sikaloco, coming into the same corner as his teammate. Down into third gear, has a little bit of a slide there into the entry of the corner. Now gets a not that good exit. Hello, Mr. Chekos. It's pretty good to see you. Charlie has retired from the session and has abandoned the session. What has gone on there with Charlie? Well, interesting beginning of this qualifying with one retirement already. What's gone on there then with Charlie? Well, let's had a retirement there in the pit lane. Thanks, mate, Chekos. It's always good to have the old school guys in the commentary box. Talking and chatting, well, chatting about the race and stuff, qualifying. And yeah, it's pretty enjoyable to have a chat while watching this IOR races. Follow now, Sikaloco's caught massively there the corner and is gonna come into the pit lane. We're gonna send an invite to Charlie just in case. Also gotta say, totally off topic, but the Champions League is running right now. So for the people, maybe in the stream we could talk a little bit about it as well. I know it's not the topic here, the main topic of course. It's F1, not football. But yeah, we can debate a little bit about the Champions League going on. We get then Jensen, who's Money Game, our last season champions, coming back to the league and set the fastest lap of the session so far, a 4.1. Very solid lap time there by Dino, has left the session as well. Some people having some issues then, I'll invite him again. Some people with connection problems in these early stages of the day, of this session. Following now Sikoi into the main straight, is gonna do a 16.0. Money Game at the moment with a great lap time with a 4.1. Hopefully the guys that left the lobby will be able to join back. Following now Sikoi into his flying lap. The man that's making his debut today as a reserve in the Mercedes team. Dino's back into the lobby. Following now Sikoi into the final couple of corners. That's a little bit of a slide. May not be a great lap from him. Comes into the line. It's going to be a 5.4. Gonna go on with Omar, the man in the Red Bull, coming into the end of Sector 1. What time is he gonna set? A 15.9. He's definitely gonna be up there challenging Jensen for pole position. It's our last season champion versus, well, driver that's been looking for the championship as well. That has found a lot of complications for himself. Joseph not setting a great lap time. He's gonna need to start catching up if he wants to keep the fight for the championship against Equasar. Equasar now moves up into P2, a 4.4 for our championship leader. Following now Omar, who's gonna try and get in the mix as well. Following him into the final couple of corners in the last sector of the Red Bull ring. The man on the Red Bull is coming now into the final corner, attacks the final corner now. Gets a nice exit off the line and goes up to P1, a 3.9. First driver to get into the trees. And now we follow Jensen, who's going for another flying lap. Well, I think it's not. It's probably on an in lap or an extra warm-up lap. So not pushing at the moment. Gonna go on with Georgie. Following him into the middle sector of the track. 45.6 for the man in the kick. Follow him into the final part of the track. Omar leading, followed by Jensen. Then comes Equasar in this qualifying session. The one that's gonna need to improve is Joseph Vesely if he wants to keep himself in this championship fight. Following now Buva into the middle sector. The man on the McLaren is gonna go 45.2 in the second sector. Jensen not on a lap at the moment. Revenge is going to be trying to improve, and we get some cars glued up to each other there at the front. Well, seems like Revenge is not going to be pushing anymore. Well, going now on with Revenge on his flying lap. Oh, it's gone off the road there. Well, sorry, checking some notifications on my phone related to the race, but we are back and we are gonna follow now the championship leader Equasar, following him into turn 1. Equasar still in the fight for pole position. His last pole was in Spain 2 races ago. So far no driver has been able to win starting on pole position this season, improving 1/10 in sector 1. Last race, Luca got Polko. Unfortunately, can't be racing today. And well, Equasar won last week in Silverstone. Now we follow Equasar into turn 4. Down into third gear goes the man in the Racing Bull. Getting now into the corner. Takes a lot of the outside curb in there. Needs to get now a nice exit off the corner. Improving 3/10. Is gonna get. Is gonna be faster than Jensen's time. Wilco's got a great lap time as well. A 4.4 for the man in the kick. Now we follow Equasar. He's probably gonna find a better improvement here in this final sector. Cuts aggressively the final corner and doesn't invalidate in the line he goes. P1 for the man in the Racing Bulls. 3.8 for Equasar. Following now Onian in his flying lap. I think he's not pushing yet. We're gonna go then. Checo says, what a lap, and yeah, it was a very good lap there from... oh, Revenge has retired from the session. Very unfortunate. We got a... gonna go on with Joseph Vesely. He's invalidated the lap again. I don't know if he's starting to feel a bit the pressure from the championship, because he's been struggling a lot in qualifying, and well, he is currently on P2 in the standings, tied on points with Equasar. Equasar leading because he has one more victory than Joseph Vesely. But yeah, Joseph's gonna need to start catching up because Equasar has scored much more points than Joseph in the last 3 rounds. Since his win in Japan, I think Equasar has been faster than the man in the Haas, so I think it's time for Joseph to start catching up once again. The championship's still long, a lot of things can happen, but yeah, he had a 26-point gap after Japan, and then the gap came down to 0 points in 3 races. We'll see what the man in the Haas can do, but at the moment it's looking a little bit complicated. Gonna go on with Omar into... no, he's not on the lap. He's not on the lap yet. Brian currently on P7, but he's not on a lap at the moment. We go on with Buva, who I guess is on a lap. Following Buba now into the end of Sector 2, improving 2/10. He's gonna be looking up to a top 5 maybe if he can find a great final sector. Deploying the battery, still gonna have time for one more run. Buba's been improving a lot in his last race as well. He's gonna come now into the pit lane. Following now Brian, who's probably gonna come into the pit lane as well. Omar, who's now about to start a flying lap. Follow him into the main straight. Doesn't open the battery, still on hot lap mode. Following him into turn 1 is gonna go down into 3rd gear. That's a very low gear in my opinion to take that corner. Might get a little bit of a slipstream there from, I don't know, probably is, might be Jensen. Doesn't improve in sector 1. Well, not much to improve here, I think, apart that turn 1. Follow him now into turn 4, the last DRS zone. He's gonna go down into 2nd gear, once again taking very low gears on this corners of the track. Following him into the end of sector 2, sliding a lot on this lap. I think it's probably not gonna be a great one. He still improves 49 thousandths of a second. He's gonna come into the... no, he's gonna come into the pit lane, I think. He doesn't want to complete the lap, or will he? No, he will complete the lap. He will complete the lap. It wasn't the cleanest lap, but still can help a little bit, as he still has one more run. Actually, doesn't improve. He doesn't improve in the end. Jensen now is coming. We're gonna go on board with last season champion. Well, he's coming in the pit lane. He's coming into the pit lane. Gonna go then with J. Kerr coming in the pit lane as well. No one actually on a lap at the moment. Joseph Vesely is the one that is desperate to get the lap, a lap set. He needs it so much because of his current position, and he doesn't need to lose more points in the championship. Checo says, a question for you, David. What do you think about the 26 regulations, and what do you expect from our drivers when we reach racing in F1 26? First question is, I know some drivers are complaining about that. It's all about the battery. I think like they reduce the speed a lot into the corners. But well, in my opinion, we still have to see how the racing actually goes. If it's still fun, if it's still competitive, then I really won't mind. Well, we can get some nice racing in real life. And then about the racing in F126, I definitely expect a new handling model. Definitely is gonna be different to drive. Wonder how much the battery will impact, how much EA will actually change into the game itself. But same as in real life F1, we're gonna have to see. I hope it's good, but can't confirm anything yet till we, of course, get into the actual game. But I think I'm positive. I'm not really negative about it. I just think it's a change, but I think it can actually work. Not saying it's the best, but I think can still probably be enjoyable. Hopefully will be enjoyable. We follow now Joseph Vesely into the final corner, and where is he gonna be able to put that Haas today? In the line he goes, P6 for Joseph Vesely. Maybe not the exact position where he wants to be, but well, we know Joseph's much better in the race than he is on qualifying. Going on with Mark, that's looking for his first win in his career. He's currently P3 in the standings, more than 40 points behind our championship leaders, Equusor and Joseph. But well, still been very solid this season, and we'll see where he can go. He's doing a great job in that Alpine, proving 52 thousandths of a second. We follow him now into the final couple of corners. Here he comes into the final corner. Oh, has a little bit of a slide there. I guess it's not going to be improving. Goes wide, oversteer, understeer there. And yeah, that's lap over, qualifying over for him. Gonna go then with Brian. Who's going to come into the line to set a... moves up to P4, 4.3. Wilkos, another driver I want to keep an eye on. Jensen, I don't know how much is he improving. We're gonna go on board with our current champion. Following him into turn 4, down into 3rd gear. Looking to take pole position on his comeback. Will he be able to? He's currently 3 temps behind Equusar. Can he close those up though? Now coming to the end of sector 2, improving 3 temps. Yes, gonna be very close to Equusar. Oh, it's gonna have the road is invalidated. It's invalidated. Well, not improvement for Thompson then. We're gonna follow now Equusar is coming in the line, improving 1 tenth already in sector 2. It's not that easy to improve in Austria. There's not much places to improve, and still Equusar is managing an improvement. We'll see how he can do in this final run. In the line he goes, improves 11 thousandths of a second. Still waiting on Omar's time. Can Omar take pole position away from Equusar? Can maybe Wilka do so? Onion moves up to P2 now. Bubas moved up to P7. And Dino Bino Bambino will stay on P10. Now we're gonna follow Omar's the only one that can take Equusar away from pole position today. Actually, if Omar doesn't mess up, I think he's gonna be on pole easily. Following him into the final couple of corners. If he gets a clean run here, he's gonna be on pole, I believe. Following Omar now, into the line he goes, and it's pole position for Omar by only 40 thousandths of a second, but pole position for the man in the Red Bull, his second pole of the season, since the one in Singapore some weeks ago. A pole position for Omar, looking for his second win of the season, looking maybe to get once again involved into the champion. Joseph Vesely, where has he appeared from? P4 for the man chasing now in the championship. Great lap time there by Joseph. And once again his teammate Onion up there. It's going to be a very, very exciting race to watch. Wilco finally couldn't improve that much. P7 for the man in the kick. But look how close the grid is. We're going to have a great race today. Welcome to round 6 of IOR Season 12. Today we are at the Red Bull Ring. We will be racing in Austria for the Austrian GP. It's nearly half the season. Today is the last race of the first half of this Season 12. We have two drivers tied on points for the lead of the championship, Joseph Vesely and Equasar. Today, 36 laps at the Red Bull Ring, one of the most competitive tracks in the calendar. We probably will see a lot of overtaking, a lot of DRS trains. And it's gonna be, in my opinion, a fierce fight for the win. I believe it's a two-stop strategy today, but well, we'll see if someone thinks different than me. Probably someone will try the one-stopper, though I think it's gonna be kinda risky today. There you get a nice view of Austria. And we're gonna go now with the past clips, this time only from Season 4, a great race that time. First start of that race, Bialo getting a mega start there, getting two moves into turn 1, then he would take the lead against Cucumber. Now Dondi spinning from the lead into turn 1, showing how demanding this track can be, losing the lead there in the Red Bull. Now battle between Thales, his teammate, and Will into turn 3. They would come together there into the corner, Thales taking the damage, Will taking the lead of the race. Finally, Bialo attacking Thales into turn 4, sending a massive dive down the inside, but Thales would make the switch back and keep the lead of the race. Two drivers start on points, more than 40 points ahead of their closest rival. It's the championship between these two. We'll see what happens today. Well, we go now into the race. Checo says good luck to everyone. Equasar says as well good best luck to all. And well, it's gonna be a very close race in my opinion. We got no rain like we can see there. We got the map there already enabled. I guess we got already enabled all what we need. Let's see the tire strategies. A lot of people on the hards, a lot on the mediums. Well, it's split strategies today. No one decided to take the softs. I believe it's a two-stop race, but we'll see. There we get the previous winners of this race, and we actually had a lot of additions. Well, the man that's commentating this race won the first ever race in IOR, in which was also on this track, Season 1. Then we had two races here, which was won by driver named F188 in Season 1 as well. Peter Ball won in Season 2. Will, who I guess Checos, you probably remember him, won in Season 4. Thales in Season 6 and on Season 8. Two wins from the two-time Brazilian champion, IOR champion. And then Joseph Vesely winning in Season 10. Finally, Srubatsa winning last time. A lot of additions we've had of this Austrian GP. So who's gonna win today? Joseph could take another victory here. We'll see. We'll see. I guess it's the only winner. Yeah, Joseph Vesely is the only driver on the grid who's won this race in the past. So, well, we'll see if he can repeat today. It's gonna be a very close fight for the win. Let's be careful in this turn 1. And here come the lights. Lights out and away we go. Omar's managed to get a good start, even being on the hard tires. Both teammates attacking each other into turn 1. There goes Onion around the outside. He's gonna take the place against his teammate. Jensen manages to hold into his place. There goes Joseph Vesely down the inside. He's moving up into P4 once again. Wilco battling against Brian there around the outside into turn 3. There goes the Aston and the kick. Hit by Buva there, and there goes the other Aston Martin of Bonbon. Buva's got a broken front wing already. Equasar attacking. No, Equasar got overtaken by Thompson already. Joseph Vesely on P4 is going to try and stick into the DRS train in front of him. Charlie having a little bit of a fight. The guys on the medium tires started to move up. Wilco on the hards already up into P6 of the race. That's not bad at all. Let's not forget the DRS train is crazy around here. Equasar getting close up to Thompson once again. Checo says last lap of Japan. Yeah, I remember that one. Great race to finish that season. Dino Bino Bambino's dropping positions. Something's not gone well there for Dino, and for some reason we have a big gap between the trains and stuff. Well, we got Omar in the lead of the race, followed by Thompson, followed by Equasar, followed by Joseph Vesely, Onian, Wilco. Marcus retired in the pit lane, I guess. Well, he didn't want to continue this race, and that's unfortunate for the man in the Alpine. Revenge battling against Sikoi here. Revenge goes a little bit off the road, needs to rejoin safely. Dino Bino Bambino losing more position against Pitbull and Sika Loco. Sika Loco battling against Pitbull. Here he goes down the inside against the man in the Williams. Sika Loco moves up in front on the hard tires. Getting a nice battle here in the midfield. It's going to be a lot of battles seen today. Omar leading, followed by Jensen, followed by Equasar, followed by Joseph Vesely, Onian, Wilco, Brian. It's our 7-car train for the lead. I feel Wilco could have an advantage here because of the tire compound later on, same as Omar. Also, let's not forget track limits is going to be a thing here because it's very easy to cut corners around here. We got Sika Loco and Revenge into the pit lane, something not gone well there for this two. Onian trying to stay into the DRS zone. Jensen attacking Omar down the inside. Jensen wants to take the lead of the race. Down the inside goes the man in the Williams. Now taking the lead, our current IOR champion, retaking the lead of the race since a long time ago, we could say. But now Omar's gonna try and challenge again. We have Equasar, Joseph Vesely in the train as well. Onian in the train as well. Wilco and Brian is trying to stick into the train. Wilco, I believe we can see a great race from this man today. He's looking very, very solid. Charlie's moved up from last to P9 already. Let's not forget last week he started at the back as well and he managed to finish on P2 of the race. Can see a great performance from this man. Jensen leading, followed by Omar, followed by Equasar, followed by Joseph Vesely, followed by Onian, Wilco. Brian has got back into the DRS once again. Buva's got a time penalty already. Buva's running with a broken front wing. And Omar, that's going to be attacking Jensen once again for the lead of the race. And, oh, Jensen! Something's happened to Jensen. There's dropped down to P4 of the race. He's had a little bit of a... probably has a slide there. Now Jensen is... no, what's happened to Jensen? Is he disconnected? No, he's... suffering a lot from sliding and stuff. What's happened? Is there a glitch here? Well, it's attacking now Brian. I'm fighting with Brian there for P6 of the race. Jensen down to P6 of the race, suffering of some sliding. Omar in the lead, followed by Equasar, followed by Joseph Vesely, Onian, Wilco, Jensen, Brian, Buva, who's 4 seconds behind. Have a 7-car train for the win of this race. Omar in the lead, followed by Equasar once again. We'll see if Equasar is going to think about an attack. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Onian's starting to lose a little bit of ground against the guys in front. Wilco maybe looking on for an attack against Onian now. This could be his perfect chance to get into the mix for the battle for the win of the race. Wilco's looking for a podium a long time ago already. In Singapore he was pretty close to doing so. Now he's going to be trying to close up the gap to Onian. He's going to think about a move down the inside. There he goes, Wilco, getting the move done into turn 3. Wilco now is your new 4th of the race. Jensen doesn't want to give up and is going to try and attack Onian there. Onian's going to try and close up the gap to Wilco once again. He's going to go defensive there. Doesn't want to get Jensen through. Jensen's going to try to move around the outside. And that's a nice fight between these three. Wilco now moves up to P4 of the race. We'll see if he's capable of closing up the gap to the leaders once again. Jensen will be thinking about a move against Onian soon. Onian's starting to struggle a little bit on pace. I don't know if he's picked any damage. He doesn't seem to have picked any damage, but seems to be struggling a little bit already. Equasar right at the back of Omar is going to try and close up the gap. He has his championship rival right at the back of him. Three-way battle for the win then we have at the moment between Omar, Equasar and Joseph Vesely. Wilco's 2 seconds behind the leaders already, doesn't seem to have the pace to catch up, but he's going to be leading this DRS pack with Jensen that's going to be trying to attack Onian for that P5 of the race. There has a look down the inside. He's gonna try and hold it all the way around the outside, both leaving enough room to each other. Nice racing by these two. I wonder who's gonna got the better exit off the corner. It seems that's been Jensen. Jensen getting the overtake done there down the inside and moves up ahead of Onian into P5 of the race. Nice move there from Jensen, attacking very early there. Omar leads, followed by Equasar, followed by Joseph Vesely. I wonder how the degradation is looking at the moment. Dino Vito Bambino having a fight here with Jaker. Dino on P11 of the race. Not a great race for this Slovakian driver. He didn't get a great start once again. Wilco in P4 of the race, keeping Jensen behind. Joseph Vesely doing his best to stick to the back of... Oh, Omar seems to have some fuel issues by what we can see there. I don't know if he is going to have to lift and coast later, because I can see the yellow icon there in... yeah, there in his car. I don't know if this is could give him some complications, or if it's really not going to matter in the end. Wilco battling against Jensen. Jensen's going to be getting the DRS now. He's going to get a move there down the inside of the man on the kick. Well, Wiltos probably have the tire advantage at the moment against the man on the Williams. He's going to try and fight back once again, probably in the next lap. Probably does have the pace. Wilco's shown to be very good here in Austria so far. Brian's getting in the mix as well, and Charlie is going to be trying to close up the gap to Buba. Hasn't been able to do so. Seems the broken front wing doesn't affect the man in the McLaren that much. Unless Charlie's suffering damage as well. Yeah, he has damage as well, which is the reason he is really not closing that much the gap. Both suffering from wing damage. We got Wilco now sticking to the back of Jensen. He's probably going to try and retake that position. Or try to stick into the DRS at least. Actually, Wilco's got a horrible exit of that straight. Now Jensen's gonna try and build a little bit the gap, but he has a bad entry of the corner. That's gonna allow Wilco to get a little bit closer into the man in the Williams. We'll see what Jensen's strategy is gonna be. I think he's still not out of this race. He probably can still fight to win this one. Joseph Vesely starts to lose ground against the leaders. Now it's dropped 1.1 behind Equasar. This is not good for the man on the Haas, but Equasar also starts to lose time against Omar, who starts building the gap. So a different strategy. Well, I guess Joseph shouldn't worry that much about Omar. It's on a different strategy, and he should probably focus more on his championship rival Equasar. He's going to try and get into the DRS once again, which he manages to do so. Here comes Wilco, gets back into the DRS to Jensen. This time he does get a nice exit, seems like, and he's going to be trying to close up the gap once again in the straight. Joseph Vesely right at the back of Equasar. We have a battle for the championship here in P2 and P3 of the race. Omar starts building the gap on those hard tires. We'll see if the strategy pays off or not later on. Wilco closing up the gap now to Jensen on the better tires at the moment. Dino in the pit lane pitting for hard tires. Might be time to start pitting for other drivers as well. Bombom gets a time penalty there. Wilco right at the back of Jensen. The battle continues here for P4 of the race. The battle for the championship currently happening on P2 and P3. And someone's in the pit lane. Equasar coming into the pit lane. Equasar is going to be the first driver of the leading pack to come into the pit lane. Jensen comes into the pit lane as well. Wilco, of course, has to stay out on those hard tires. We'll see, like I said before, if the strategy is going to pay off or not. Joseph Vesely most likely will have to come into the pit lane as well, unless he's trying the one-stopper strategy, which, in my opinion, I think is not a great idea. Sicaloco getting lapped by Joseph Vesely. This may be a little bit annoying for Joseph, but Joseph's gonna come into the pit lane anyway, I suppose, unless he's trying to stay out. Maybe he's gonna try and stick to the back marker, maybe. Equasaur's come out on P6 of the race. Jensen has come out right behind the Georgie boy and has been attacked by Jaker here. He's come out with some traffic, the man on the Williams. That's Georgie right in front of him. Georgie that's gonna be trying to close up the gap as well to Sikoi. Buva's in the pit lane on the hard tires. That's a very interesting decision, seeing Joseph, for example, on the mediums lasted more than the hard tires. Charlie now moves up to P4 of the race. Buva and Sikoi into the pit lane. Jensen is gonna be getting the move done against Jensen, I guess. Covers the inside line there. Brian is out of the race. Where is Brian out of the race? Is he retarding the pit lane? I guess he has done so. I don't know, where is he? Where is Bonbon first of all? He's in the final corner. I guess he's retired on track, which I guess in case he has to retire on track it will be penalized. Onion getting the move done there against Georgie. Moves up all the way around the outside. Georgie's gonna try and hits there the Haas car. Georgie getting very, very aggressive, even being on the worst compound of tire. Well, very aggressive guy, Georgie boy here. Well, Jensen's lost already 5 seconds to Equasar. Equasar right at the back of Charlie's gonna be trying to get the move done. Checo says he retired on track, so yeah, that will be a quali ban, I guess, for the next race he attends. We follow now Equasar into the main straight. He's gonna be getting the move done against Charlie. Down the inside he goes. He gets the over to done. Charlie trying to close a little bit of gap. Oh, Equasar's gone very deep. What was that from Equasar? Equasar's just gone straight there into turn 3. I don't know what was he trying to do there, but that's unfortunate for the man in the Racing Bull, and that changed everything, because now this brings life once again to Joseph Vasily in this championship run. Well. I guess Omar's on the drive of his own. Looks like. Well, he didn't speed into the pit lane. Joseph Vasily is coming into the pit lane as well. I believe the two-stopper was the better strategy. I don't know if it's a little bit late for Joseph Vasily. Wilco stays out to take the lead of the race. Wilco's now your new race leader. Checo says Charlie fooled him with the braking late move, and well. Equasar coming out then on P4 right in front of Jensen, Onion, and Joseph Vasily is gonna come out right behind his teammate. He's got a mega undercut from Equasar and from Jensen. Omar's only 8 seconds behind Wilco. Joseph Vasily on the better tires now. We'll see if he's gonna be starting to close up the gap to the guys in front, to his own teammates as well. Equasar chasing Charlie once again. The fight between these guys may help the Haas guys. Here, Joseph Vasily may be benefited by all this. After all, Omar 7 seconds behind Wilco. Wilco in the lead of the race. Seems to be on a chart for a mega race for this man on the kick Sauber. Here comes Equasar right at the back of Charlie. Equasar is going to be getting the move done. Down the inside he goes. Charlie is still going defensive against Equasar. He squeezes him, nearly puts him into the wall there. What's Charlie trying to do in this race? Charlie getting very, very, very aggressive. This is going to be a 3 wide clearly there into the next corner. There goes Charlie. There goes Charlie. Jensen breaks the latest. Equasar hits the back of Charlie. Now is Charlie going to try and retake the position against Jensen? Here comes Equasar around the outside. Charlie's going to try and stick to the back of the man in the Williams. Here goes Equasar around the outside. This is working greatly for Joseph Vasily, I gotta say. Banging wheels, there go the two of them, and Equasar's moved up ahead of Charlie. I guess he's not very happy after all what's happened. But this, like I said before, has helped the Haas guys. Wilco now into the pit lane. Wilco coming into the pit lane. He's going for the 2-stopper as well. I think he's made the right call there. And there goes Charlie into the pit lane as well. Joseph Vesely's got a time penalty. And well, that's not great for him. Wilco's coming out of the pit lane now. Ekosar right at the back of Jensen. He's gonna be losing the DRS seems like, but he's gonna get it thanks to the back marker. Well, his own teammates. But Ekosar now losing 1.3 seconds to Jensen. Omar leading the race comfortably now with his stop made already, of course. Equusar is definitely gonna be furious about after all this. But well, it is what it is. And Jensen seems to be slowing down now. He's losing a little bit of time against Equusar here in Sector 2. Joseph Vesely has left the session. Well, I'm gonna have to invite him now. A lot of people suffering from EA today. Let's get Joseph an invite to the lobby. Invite Ben sent to Joseph Vesely, and he's in the pit lane for some reason. Joseph's been pitted by the game for some reason into the medium tires. That's a little bit weird. Equusar 1.1 second behind Jensen. Jensen who's trying to build a gap against the man in the Racing Bulls. Hopefully Joseph Vesely will be able to join back the lobby soon. Wilco on P5 at the moment is gonna try and close up the gap in those medium tires. Gonna have the better tires by the end of the race. The strategies are very, very important around the Red Bull ring, seems like. When to pit. The difference between fresh and old tires, it's massive around here. And Equusar somehow surviving in this DRS train. Well, he's getting helped by his teammate there and sticking to the back of Jensen. Jensen's not closing up the gap to Omar. Well, Omar has a massive lead of the race. Dino Bino Bambino, meanwhile, will be defending from Charlie for the P7 of the race. I think, well, Dino has very old tires as well. Joseph Vesely has not been able to join the lobby back, I think. But I hope he can. I'll invite him again. Oh, we got a yellow flag safety car. What's cost it? What's cost the safety car? And Omar's coming into the pit lane. Omar's gonna be coming into the pit lane. Jensen comes in as well. Equusar comes into the pit lane as well. Onion will come in as well. We'll see what Wilco will do. He's probably gonna come for hearts as well. Omar's on the mediums. I don't know if those will make it to the end of the race. Wilco on softs, that's an interesting decision. Oh, Checo says Nathan crashed on the straight, which has debris and brought the safety car. Onion is in front of Equusar. Probably Equusar had wing damage if he's lost the position to Onion. Joseph Vesely has not been able to join the lobby. Well, I guess that's gonna be the end of the race for him. Doesn't seem to be able to join back for some reason. Well, we have some long time waiting for everyone to catch up into the safety car pack. Meanwhile, let's check how the Champions League is going. Well, and Joseph's back into the lobby. It's good to see. Currently on P9 in the race on medium tires. Gonna be exactly back for the restart. Omar gonna be relaunching the race. Is the most complicated driver after this safety car. Definitely didn't help him at all. Safety car is gonna go out on this lap. We got Jensen right at the back of Omar. Like I said, Jensen wasn't discarded from this race win. For sure can go and fight for the win of the race. Omar though is gonna be a little bit complicated with those medium tires. Not sure they're making it to the end or not. And Omar goes now before the final corner. Omar's got a nice relaunch there. Wants to make advantage of his medium tires. Onyan's getting a little bit delayed there by Revenge. Revenge has left the session. Onyan is losing positions now thanks to all the mess. Wilco has moved up to P3 of the race. Buba up to P3 now. Wilco around the outside. Well, that was a big messy relaunch. What happened there? I think the back marker caused all the trouble. And we have a crash there into the corner. That's Charlie off and spinning. Omar already 1.4 in front. Buva up into P3. Aquasar into P4. Georgie, Onyan, Wilco. That safety car definitely changed the race massively. It's been a crazy restart of this GP. Ecosur is now going to be chasing after Buva for that P3 of the race. Omar's now picked up a 3-second time penalty. That will complicate him definitely in the remainder of the GP. Can be complicated against Jensen with this move. We follow now Equusar into the main straight. Onion and Georgie battling for P5 of the race. There goes Georgie boy. There's gonna be a battle between kick teammates here, and that's the move for Wilco. 2-on-1. Now Wilco moves up ahead of his teammates, back to P5 of the race. And those soft tires though is gonna have to stop again. His team is just gonna let him go. Also, well, of course, gotta say he has the better pace. Equusar now gonna be battling against Booba for P3 of the race. We got a big training here, and yeah, Austria's always a big chaos. And well, something has happened to Revenge here. I'm gonna invite him back. Seems like I can't.
Welcome to the party. B_can't_stop_spinning.
So we go now, Revenge joining the lobby back. So, well, I don't know what happened during the relaunch, but he's joined back the lobby, and well, Jensen starts losing time against Omar. Equusar cannot get past Buva. He's very far behind. Joseph Vesely, meanwhile, on P7 of the race, once again gonna be trying to do some damage limitation. But he's gonna be losing most likely a lot of points to Equusar, or some points at least. We'll see how much can he fight back. Well, he can get Wilco's position because he has to pit. Jensen could be on for the win of this race if he manages to close up the gap to those 3 seconds. No, if he doesn't lose 3 seconds to Omar, of course. Pitbull now gets a time penalty. Equusar right at the back of Buva. Taking all the outside curve there. He's going to be attacking now for P3 of the race. Going to try and get a little bit close to the McLaren driver. Not going to be attacking for position yet. Buba, who hasn't got a podium this season yet. Now we got a fight here between Dino Vino Bambinos, currently on P8 of the race. Both kicks against Joseph Vesely. Dino in the mix as well. Onion on the slipstream of Dino Vino Bambino is going to be 3 wide into turn 4. Give me a better angle, please. Thanks. Dino is going to be trying to get a move all the way around the outside of Georgie Boy and gets the overtake done. Dino moves up to P7 of the race. Gets a little bit of understeer there. Now Joseph Vesely moving up into P5 of the race. Revenge out of the session in the pit lane. Onion moving past Georgie Boy. Around the outside goes the kick driver. Nearly going side by side there, but Onion moves up ahead. Now Bonbon's going to be trying to close up the gap as well. We got a yellow flag, but that's because of the retirement of Revenge in the pit lane. Joseph Vesely P5 of the race, then comes Wilco, then comes Dino Bambino, who's gonna get the move done against Wilco on those degraded tires. Well, Dino making up some positions, a great drive there from the man on the Ferrari. Onion getting the overtake done against Wilco as well. Now Dino's gonna be closing up the gap to Joseph Vesely. Equusar, who can't overtake Buva yet. Like I said before, Joseph Vesely is gonna be looking for damage limitation today. But, well, it's looking a little bit complicated, especially with that time penalty. Let's see the penalties of the driver as well. A lot of people have picked up a lot of these penalties. Safety car may mess up some drivers if it actually happens. Dino Bambino trying to stick to the back of Joseph Vesely, has a little bit of a slider into the final corner. Fighting the sliding, there goes Dino Bambino. Wilco in the pit lane. Well, we'll see how much damage limitation can Wilco do after having a great start of this GP. Now trying to fight to stay in the top 10. It's very unfortunate from his side. Dino will be trying to defend against Onion. Onion moves up ahead, moves up to P6 of the race. Dino now is going to try and stick to the back of the man on the Haas. And Equusar, who cannot still overtake Buva for P3 of the race. Omar starting to build the gap against Jensen. Nearly has the 3 seconds he needs. Jensen been very clean in not getting time penalties. Buva slowing up this pack a little bit in here. Well, slowing Equusar. The championship leader looking for the most points possible today, which I guess in normal condition is gonna be a P3. I don't see him getting anything more than that. Unless, of course, there's a safety car and stuff, which could change the whole thing. And Jensen now starts closing up the gap to Omar. Omar, who once again may be losing a race he seemed to have won at the beginning of it. Well, it's already happened a couple of times, but yeah, could be a win for Jensen in his comeback to IOR. Onion getting past his teammate Joseph Vesely, moves up to P5 of the race. Now they're going to be chasing Buva, who's on the old tires. This is probably going to be a little bit complicated now. Dino Bambino sticking into the DRS train as well. And Omar starting to lose ground now against Jensen. Jensen, who's looking for another win in his IOR career, would be the 4th one. 4th win for the man in the Williams. Equusar 8 seconds behind Buva, 2.1 behind Equusar. Then we get Onion, then we get Joseph Vesely, Dino Bambino sticking into the DRS train. Onion's trying to close up the gap to Buva now. Dino's gone a little bit off road there, but manages to rejoin safely the track. And we'll try and stay at the back of Joseph Vesely. Wilco on fresh mediums, we'll see where he can put that kick today. It's probably, I believe he can try and make it up into a P, maybe a top 7, who knows. It's only 11 seconds behind with fresh tires. Shouldn't be very difficult to close up the gap knowing how the degradation affects here in Austria. We're gonna have a battle for the lead of the race very soon because Omar is losing a lot of time to Jensen. I don't know why Omar thought the mediums were the best strategy. I guess he probably didn't have another set of hards. We have an accident there. It's from oh, big accident! Georgie out of the race. That has to be safety car. Georgie out of the race, and that's a safety car. Where did that happen? Oh, well, 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 this is gonna get very, very interesting now. Echoes are getting back into contention. How are the Haas guys gonna manage this as well? Is someone gonna stay out and try and take the lead of the race? I think it wouldn't be a great decision. Everyone's gonna be coming into the pit lane. Omar in the pit lane, Jensen coming into the pit lane. Ecosar's gonna be definitely coming in the pit lane, same as Buva, same as Onion, same as Joseph, and basically everyone's gonna be in the pit lane. Chaco says that was a big hit, and yes it was. It was a very big accident there. Everyone's pitting the soft tires. I wonder if someone will think different. Onion is staying out. Onion stays out. That's not a great call, I'd say. He's still gonna be in P3 of the race. Dino comes in front of Joseph Vesely. Dino's come up in P6 of the race. Well, Onion, I believe he's gonna come into the pit lane. There's no way he's surviving that. He has to come into the pit lane. We're gonna have a very exciting finish of this race. Especially if Onion pits, because it's gonna make it much more close into the top guys. I don't think it's a good decision to stay out for the man on the Haas, but maybe he thinks different and will actually decide to stay out in those hard tires. And he will stay out. Maybe he's gonna try backing off Echoes for a little bit to help his teammate. Could be, I don't know if they've been talking in before, but... How many laps of racing are we gonna get? It's probably gonna be around... I'd say it's gonna be... No, it has to be 3, right? Has to be 3 laps, or 2 at least. Well, you're gonna have safety car definitely for one more lap. No way it's going out now. It's gonna be 3 laps then. 13 drivers remain on the grid. 5 only with no penalties. It's very demanding track of not picking up track limits. I think Wilco's looking pretty safe in that P7 of the race. We're probably gonna get a top 5. Maybe, I don't know. Well, safety car is going out on this lap. Omar will need to relaunch the race in the safest way possible. And well, I don't know what much can he do because he has that 3-second time penalty. I'd say Jensen is definitely the favorite to win it right now. He was already the favorite before the safety car, but now I think he's looking really, really good to win it if nothing weird happens. Wonder what tactics Omar gonna try do because well, the big winner with this is definitely Equasar because he will be then most likely closing, not letting Omar close up points and increasing the gap against Joseph Vesely. So I would say the big winner of the day, even though he's probably not going to win the race, is Equasar. There goes Equasar getting the move done. He's going there down the inside. Buva closing up the gap. Dino Bino Bambino, Wilco. Banging wheels go the two of them. Equasar down the inside. Onian is just gonna let him go. Nothing else he can really do about it. Dino Bino Bambino, Buva will try and get the move done against Onian as well. Onian still managing to survive in that position. There goes Buva around the outside. And there goes Onian, lets him go. Dino Bino Bambino is gonna be the next one to try and go attack the man on the Haas. That has very little chances to survive in that P5 of the race. 2 laps to go, anything can happen. Jensen coming for his 4th win. His first in this season. He's closing up the gap. Buva closing up the gap to Equasar as well. Dino Bino Bambino closing up the gap to Onion. We're going to have the DRS enabled. Dino Bino Bambino is going to try and attack now for that position. Bonbon's going to be attacking Wilco around the outside. There goes Buva against Equasar. Oh, Buva's got the move done against Equasar there. Interesting. Dino Bino Bambino cannot get the overtake done against Onion yet. Omar getting overtaken by Jensen. Jensen is your new race leader. He wants to win it on track. He wants to win this race on track. Dino Bino Bambino now is going to try and close up the gap to Onion. Onion, who's now lost the DRS. Buva and Omar with time penalties. Equasar now will once again try to attack Buva for position. Charlie battling against Bonbon here. Wilco's looking to pick something up the guys in front. There's 2 drivers with penalties, let's not forget. Omar's probably not going to lose position. And here comes Sika Locos left session. Here comes the final lap of the race. Omar going to be attacking now. Jensen, I think it doesn't really matter anymore. Actually, Equasar could lose to Omar thanks to what Buva's done. But he's going to try and attack once again. Goes all the way around the outside. Gets the move done. Buva sends a dive on down the inside. Dino Bino Bambino sends a dive on Onion as well down the inside. Moves up in front. Dino Bino Bambino now in P5 of the race is going to be defending from Onion. Onion's going to get the DRS. Dino Bino Bambino still trying to defend there into turn 4. Down the inside goes Dino Bino Bambino with better grip on those soft tires. Moves up in front. Buva battling against Equasar here for P3 of the race. Got a yellow flag at the back. I don't know what's that. Equasar doesn't need to complicate himself that much. Dino Bino Bambino, who will be looking for a P4 finish today. His best result of the season, his best result in a long time as well. Those softs seem to be dying a little bit. Equasar fighting against Buva. And we come now with Jensen, who's gonna win in his comeback to IOR. Jensen wins the Austrian GP. Omar in second, Equasar in third. Dino Bino Bambino will come in 4th position. Buva on P5, Onion on P6, Wilco on P7. And Jensen wins the Austrian GP then. Omar takes the fastest lap. Ekosar in P3 will increase his championship lead now to Joseph Vesely, who finishes on P8. Now the gap extends to around 8 points between the championship leaders. Gonna go then with the post-race interviews, but first of all we're gonna go with the national anthems. Also gotta say that again, for the 6th time this season, the race winner, the pole sitter doesn't win the race, which is already something pretty frequent on this IOR season. Check us a solid race from Jensen. And well, we're gonna go now with the national anthem of the United Kingdom for our winner, and for the team as well, of course, because Williams is of course a British team. Well, then we're gonna go with the post-race interviews now. I'm gonna call the drivers to the chat. Well, we're gonna start then with the post-race interviews, and we got Jensen and Omar here in the chat. So we're gonna start with the man that's won today in his comeback to the league. So congratulations, Jensen, for your first win of the season and your comeback. First win in quite a long time since the last season. Guess you're fourth in your career in IOR. So, well, I'm gonna say you had a little bit of a complicated beginning, start of the race, losing a little bit of places. Then I guess with the strategy you started closing up. Some drivers had some fierce fight, maybe with drivers that didn't pit, like I think Charlie with Equasar. Then finally with that safety car you managed to close up the gap to Omar, and well with the time penalty started closing up, and finally you had that fight in those final laps. But I think with the penalty the win was pretty much in your hands. So what can you say about this first race in your comeback to the league?
Yeah, it was good, but I just didn't like the track, so I didn't do any practice. But the problem with the connection issue was my disk base for the recording, so I couldn't record. So I was just trying not to crash a battle, pretty much. But then I ended up battling, which at the same time it was good but risky. But yeah, surprised my race went good, and I didn't expect to come back from the issue that I had, but happy I won.
What can you say about your second part of the race after the pit stop? You were quite far from the from Equasar, from maybe from Joseph as well, who extended the stop a little bit more, and the other guys. But the things happening in front of you helped you a little bit. So how are you looking forward into that second stint? You thought you would have been able to close up the gap anyway, or you think the pace was quite equal between most front runners?
I thought the pace was quite equal. Um, but like I said, I didn't have no practice, so I did not know how my hard tires were gonna go. But it ended up just being a beautiful tire, so I somehow caught up to them and got past. But I was so mad at the end of the last safety car, because I was like I just caught up to Omar waiting for his tires to go, and then caught up to him, and then sadly the safety car came out, which I don't know how, but it's just annoying. But yeah, surprised I catched up.
Well, I hope you have enjoyed your first race in IOR since the last time, since your comeback. Definitely hope you keep racing with us. I think the grid is very competitive, like I said before. And well, next week the race is in Baku, which is street circuit. Of course, it's totally different to Austria, and well, of course, much more complicated. How are you looking forward into that race?
Not looking forward to because I can't get past one lap without crashing into the wall. So I don't know. Probably just gonna go with max grip possible, 50-50 wings.
Oh,
Try to
okay.
get around the corners. I'm probably not gonna do that, but like it seems like I'm probably gonna do that because I just can't take a corner with it smashing into the wall. So I'm not excited for the big straight though because last time I had a league race and it got to the last lap and then you just got overtaken by like 6 cars out of nowhere and you didn't even know they were there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to qualifying, but the race not really because I just feel like I'm gonna bin it.
Well, I like you say, I think people run very low wings in Baku, mostly in every track, but I think Baku can be one. Maybe you could even try the 0-0 wings if you're very aggressive, which will make it or either impossible to get past you or you will pass everyone. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting and most interesting also because having those walls very close with the low wings can be difficult as well. It can go either way, or you get a massive advantage in the straight line, but then without having the best grip, the best turning into the corners, you can crash, like you said. So well, thanks for your time, Jensen, and well, congratulations for another win in your career, and looking forward to seeing you in the next rounds.
Yep. Thank you.
Gonna go now then with Omar, the man that finished in P2. Well, I gotta say congratulations on the podium, though. I guess after the first stint, you probably were expecting quite an easy win because you had the tire advantage on everyone else. You had the fresher tires, so it seemed like you were just gonna pull away for the rest of the race. But well, today I guess the safety car kind of messed you up, a part of the penalty, but. Still, P2, it's pretty solid points for the championship. I know you're a bit far at the moment with Joseph and Equusor being pretty far in the lead, but how are you looking forward into the rest of the championship and what do you have to say about today's race?
Yeah, today's race was, like you said, looking like an easy win, cruising after the first pit stop. But like you said, the first safety car, it just like turned the race because I barely could like do the 10 laps on the mediums. So the second time I boxed, I just like had like 17% tire wear on hards. It wasn't like I didn't do like too much laps on the hard. So yeah, I tried like pulling up from the 3 seconds on the mediums, but as soon as I got to the 60% tire wear, it was like a done deal. But hopefully, like the second safety car gave us another race, like with Jensen. It was fun at the end, and that's what matters. And about the championship, it's to the end, so you never know what can happen. Like you said at the start, you saw Joseph was running with it, then Equasor. Now you see Jensen and me, so it's gonna be fun to see how it's gonna go at the end.
Well, I mean, I can say definitely the season has been very competitive. Like, no, last season we had probably four winners, if I'm not wrong, but it was mostly, I think, you, Sribatsa, and Jensen who were fighting at the front most times. But now we have like a lot of guys that can be fighting for the win. Maybe they won't be on the pace on every race, but I think we can have different protagonists each week. Like, for example, Wilco was doing very well today, even when he wasn't at the front in every other race, but today he was there at the front. Then you can get very unexpected results, like in the end, and yeah, you can have this roller coaster of drivers sometimes being at the front, sometimes maybe in the midfield. It's like you don't always know who's gonna be at the front. It's like very unpredictable season, and well, you can see we have five different winners in six races. The only driver that has repeated to win so far is Equusar and was leading the championship. But we still have the other half of the season to go, which is going to be pretty challenging, having in mind we got tracks like Baku and Vegas coming next. So yeah, can go either way. And talking about the championship, like you said, having this mix up in the grid can maybe the point advantage can not be that meaningful because then one race you can finish, you can win, then the next one you can be P10. So I think the standings can change quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like you said, in two tracks, like I mean, Las Vegas and Baku are tricky tracks. So any DNF, any points lost is gonna be huge. So yeah, like you said, it's competitive. It's what we want. To have fun, and that's it.
And how are you looking forward into Baku? Like Jensen said, it's gonna be a little bit of a complicated
Not
track
not
for.
looking forward. Not looking forward. Yeah. Baku, like in F1 game, is like one of the worst like experiences of playing a game. If you know what I mean. Because like after like one or two, three laps, it's you're just sliding. It's not even you can't comprehend what's happening. And yeah, I hope it goes my way. Other people spin and slide, and I cruise. But like you saw today, it never goes my way. Anytime it's a safety car or something happens, a penalty. I hope this race turns a little bit the championship, and we see more close the top three or the top four even.
Maybe we could have some surprise winner. Who knows? Maybe a midfield driver could
Yeah, as well.
win.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe a late safety car can like change everything in the race. You never have no what can
I
what
mean,
can
we have
happen.
to have at least one or maybe two. Who knows? But yeah, I expect at least a safety car.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks for your time and congratulations on the podium. Well, looking forward to the second half of the season.
Thank you.
Another pace is there, and well, we'll see what the results say in the next 6 rounds.
We'll see. Thank you, and see you on the second half.
Well, and that's it for today then. It was a pretty enjoyable race. Like always, Austria, it's a pretty chaotic track uh, because of how aggressive the racing can be in here. But well, we go into a worst aggressive track, Baku, which has a lot of walls and stuff like we've heard here in the interviews. But yeah, I'm looking forward into this second half of the season. Baku and Vegas, part of it's gonna be very interesting. We got a Bahrain as well, a fan favorite track. Then I guess it's Abu Dhabi, Brazil, and I probably forgot the other track, but it's gonna be a very interesting second half of the season. So well, thanks to all, and goodbye. See you next week for the chaotic Azerbaijan GP.